ಹಿರಿಯರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೀತಿಪೂರ್ವಕ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಸನ್ಮಾನ್ಯ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಯವರನ್ನ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ವೇದಿಕೆಗೆ ಬರಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಕಾರ್ಯದರ್ಶಿಯವರಾದ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ತುಷಾರ್ ಗಿರಿನಾಥ್ ಅವರನ್ನ ವಿನಂತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. ದಯಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಸರ್. ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್ ಪ್ರಸಾದ್ ಸಾಹೇಬರು ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಬರಬೇಕು. ಶ್ರೀಯುತ KG ಜಾರ್ಜ್ ಸಾಹೇಬರು ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ವೇದಿಕೆಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ರಾಮರಂಗಾರೆಡ್ಡಿ ಅವರು ದಯಮಾಡಿ ವೇದಿಕೆಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ Srimati Ladha Krishna Rao, Principal Secretary to Government Revenue Department, to kindly come to the dais. ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಹಿರಿಯರೆಲ್ಲ ವೇದಿಕೆಗೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಬೇಕು. ಆನರಬಲ್ ವೈಸ್ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ NDMA ನ್ಯೂ ಡೆಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರೀ ಶಶಿಧರ್ ರೆಡ್ಡಿ ಅವರು ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ವೇದಿಕೆಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಶ್ರೀ ಶಶಿಧರ್ ರೆಡ್ಡಿ, ಆನರಬಲ್ ವೈಸ್ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ NDMA ನ್ಯೂ ಡೆಲ್ಲಿ, to kindly come on dais, sir. Request Sri Patnaik sir, ACS, to kindly come on dais. Request Sri Patnaik sir to kindly come on dais. Request Srimati Ladha Krishna Rao, Principal Secretary to Government Revenue Department, to kindly come to the dais. ಬಂಧುಗಳೇ, ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಾಗಾರವನ್ನ ನಾಡಗೀತೆಯೊಂದಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಎದ್ದು ನಿಂತು ನಾಡಗೀತೆಗೆ ಗೌರವ ಸೂಚಿಸೋಣ. ಇದೀಗ ನಾಡಗೀತೆಯನ್ನ ಹಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆ ಗಾಯಕಿ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ನಾಗಚಂದ್ರಿಕಾ ಭಟ್.
जय हे कर्नाटक माते, जय सुंदर नदी वनಗಳ ನಾಡೆ, जय हे रस ಋಷಿಗಳ ಬೇಡೆ, जय भारत जननीय तनुजाते. ಜನನಿಯ ಜೋಗುಳ ವೇದದ ಘೋಷ, ಜನನಿಗೆ ಜೀವವು ನಿನ್ನಾವೇಶ. ಜನನಿಯ ಜೋಗುಳ ವೇದದ ಘೋಷ, ಜನನಿಗೆ ಜೀವವು ನಿನ್ನಾವೇಶ. ಹಸುರಿನ ಗಿರಿಗಳ ಸಾಲೆ, ನಿನ್ನಯ ಕೊರಳಿನ ಮಾಲೆ. ಹಸುರಿನ ಗಿರಿಗಳ ಸಾಲೆ, ನಿನ್ನಯ ಕೊರಳಿನ ಮಾಲೆ. ಅಖಿಲ ಪತಂಜಲ ಗೌತಮ ಜಿನನುತ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತನುಜಾತೆ, ಜಯ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತನುಜಾತೆ. ಸರ್ವ ಜನಾಂಗದ ಶಾಂತಿಯ ತೋಟ, ರಸಿಕರ ಕಂಗಳ ಸೆಳೆಯುವ ನೋಟ. ಸರ್ವ ಜನಾಂಗದ ಶಾಂತಿಯ ತೋಟ, ರಸಿಕರ ಕಂಗಳ ಸೆಳೆಯುವ ನೋಟ. ಹಿಂದೂ ಕ್ರೈಸ್ತ ಮುಸಲ್ಮಾನ, ಪಾರಸಿಕ ಜೈನರ ಧ್ಯಾನ. ಹಿಂದೂ ಕ್ರೈಸ್ತ ಮುಸಲ್ಮಾನ, ಪಾರಸಿಕ ಜೈನರ ಧ್ಯಾನ. ಜನಕನ ಹೋಲುವ ದೊರೆಗಳ ಧಾಮ, ಗಾಯಕ ವೈಣಿಕರ ರಾಮ. ಜಯ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತನುಜಾತೆ. ಕನ್ನಡ ನುಡಿ ಕುಣಿದಾಡುವ ದೇಹ, ಕನ್ನಡ ತಾಯಿಯ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ದೇಹ. ಕನ್ನಡ ನುಡಿ ಕುಣಿದಾಡುವ ದೇಹ, ಕನ್ನಡ ತಾಯಿಯ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ದೇಹ. ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತನುಜಾತೆ, ಜಯ ಹೇ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ. ಜಯ ಸುಂದರ ನದಿ ವನಗಳ ನಾಡೆ, ಜಯ ಹೇ ರಸ ಋಷಿಗಳ ಬೇಡೆ. ಜಯ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತನುಜಾತೆ, ಜಯ ಹೇ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ. ಜಯ ಸುಂದರ ನದಿ ವನಗಳ ನಾಡೆ, ಜಯ ಹೇ ರಸ ಋಷಿಗಳ ಬೇಡೆ. ಜಯ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತನುಜಾತೆ.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್. ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಆಸೀನರಾಗಲು ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ. ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಶ್ರೀ ತುಷಾರ್ ಗಿರಿನಾಥ್, Secretary to Government of Karnataka in the Revenue Department Disaster Management, to welcome all of us. ಸ್ವಾಗತಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ತುಷಾರ್ ಗಿರಿನಾಥ್.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Esteemed speakers, distinguished delegates, friends from media, ladies and gentlemen. We are gathered here today to use the experience, knowledge, expertise and ideas of creative minds to chart out a roadmap for ourselves in the journey to make our cities resilient and our state disaster proof. I am sure that you will experience the 3-day workshop as a mystic journey where fellow travelers sit together to plan for facing known and unknown hazards and also collaborate to minimize the effect of the same as their own existence is at stake. Similarly, we deal with the hazards in Karnataka's journey towards development. We are extremely indebted to our honorable and visionary Chief Minister, Shri Siddaramaiah ji, who gave his unstinted support and blessing to organize this workshop and took time from his very busy schedule to inaugurate this workshop. His presence indicates the topmost priority which government assigns to the safety of its citizens. It has boosted our enthusiasm and has elevated the stature of the workshop. I welcome you, sir, on behalf of all who are present here and on my own personal behalf. Namaskar, sir. Our beloved Vice Chairman of NDMA, Shri Shashidhar Reddy ji, is renowned for his deep knowledge and understanding of the disaster management. He has brought professionalism in NDMA and has built it as an organization capable of parenting state disaster management authorities. He is known for his eloquent speech. He will be delivering the keynote address today and we are keen to hear him. We are very thankful to you, sir, for taking out your time and coming all the way from Delhi to attend this workshop and to deliver the keynote address. I welcome you, sir, on behalf of Government of Karnataka and all the delegates here. Hearty welcome, sir. Our Honorable Minister for Revenue, Shri V. Srinivas Prasad ji, is a treasure of wisdom, a keen listener and an avid reader. His advices and guidances are sought by each one of us. He has personally supervised the arrangement of this workshop and has guided us at every step. He has supported us in all our endeavors. Without him, this workshop would not have happened. I welcome you, sir, on behalf of all present here, on behalf of Revenue Department and my own personal behalf. Though this event is organized by the Revenue Department, the themes, speakers and participants are heavily drawn from the Department of Home. Honorable Home Minister Shri K.G. George has ensured that we get the best of the experts from Home Department and personally seen to it that the message of workshop is sent to all major districts and police commissionerates for larger participation. We welcome you, sir, with gratitude and affection. District in charge Minister for Bangalore, Shri Ramlinga Reddy ji, is one minister who tirelessly works for the development of Bangalore city and the district. Since the theme is to build resilient cities with Bangalore in focus, sir would be keenly watching our deliberations and the report of this workshop. We welcome you, sir, with the bottom of our heart, sir. Shri Roshan Beg ji, who is the presiding dignitary, he is coming in a while. As he comes, I will welcome him also. Our ACS Home and Principal Revenue Secretary is they are on the dais. They are the one who have gone into details of each of these sessions and have given guidance and instruction to make the workshop meaningful. I welcome them. I also welcome our Honorable MLC and ex-Union Minister Shri M.V. Rajshekharan ji to kindly come on the dais and accept our invitation. We welcome you, sir. Thank you very much for your coming. I welcome all our guests who are going to speak and delegates. I welcome our friends from media. I welcome each and every one of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Request Honorable Chief Minister Shri Siddaramayaji and the dignitaries on the dais to kindly light the lamp and wish us good for the next 3 days of learning. Thank you, sirs. Thank you very much. ಕಂದಾಯ ಇಲಾಖೆಯ ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಕಾರ್ಯದರ್ಶಿಯವರಾದ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಲತಾ ಕೃಷ್ಣರಾವ್ ಅವರು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಾಗಾರದ ಪ್ರಮುಖ ಅಂಶ, ಉದ್ದೇಶ, ಕಲಿಕೆಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸಿಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಗವರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್.
Chief Minister of Karnataka, Shri Siddaramaiah ji, the Honorable Revenue Minister, Shri Srinivas Prasad, the Vice Chairman of the NDMA, Shri Shashidhar Reddy, the Honorable Minister for Home, Shri George, the Honorable Minister for Transport and In Charge Minister for Bangalore, Shri Ramlinga Reddy, MLC and former Union Minister, Shri Rajshekaran, my colleague in service and ACS Home, Shri S.K. Patnaik, my colleague in the Revenue Department and Secretary Disaster Management, Shri Tushar Girinath, Deputy Commissioners, Regional Commissioners, Superintendents of Police, representatives of the health fraternity, NGOs, media and friends. It is not too late that today Karnataka is host to the International Conference on Resilient Cities and how to build resilient civic society. This 3 days international conference will bring together domestic experience within Karnataka of how we have handled natural calamities, how we have tackled natural calamities in the state, what is the international experience in handling terrorism, and what are the suggestions that they would be able to put forth in helping Karnataka be a better state, be better prepared to tackle any type of natural calamity, whether natural or man-made. To a certain extent, natural calamities can be forecast. We would be in a position to forecast the strength, the magnitude of certain types of natural calamities. But when nature comes with all its fury, and then mitigation in the events of disaster becomes extremely important. And I'm very proud to stand here as the Principal Secretary Revenue and state that the Revenue Administration has never failed to live up to whatever is required of the public in terms of any natural calamities, especially floods that the state on and off faces. Together, the SPs of the districts, the fire force personnel, the home guards have always stood in staunch support. Teamwork has happened under the able administration of the Deputy Commissioners, and we have always been able to serve and help the public in times of calamity. Terrorist attacks are completely different. Sometimes they come unknown, and when terror strikes, they strike at the weakest spots of the city, they strike at the weakest people, they strike at the poor, they strike at women, they strike at children, they strike at the most vulnerable. And this is where we find it sometimes very difficult and very challenging to face, to help people overcome the shock that they will face in such a type of a tragedy. A child leaves from home to go to school, and 1 hour later you find there's a terrorist attack. A husband goes to the office, and sometime later you find there's an attack and the husband is no more. So how does one face these completely mindless attacks of terrorism, where the target is an innocent person who is nowhere involved in any of these terrorist attacks? They have nothing to do with whom they are targeting. It is just to show their strength, their attitude, and their completely negative focus on how they would like to bring attention to their particular terrorist organizations. How do we improve intelligence in this case, intelligence which will flow down to the civic society so that they are better prepared, both mentally, physically, psychologically, to be able to face these terror attacks and then be able to rebuild their homes. We may be able to rebuild a city infrastructure that is damaged through a terrorist attack. It could be a road, it could be airport, it could be railway stations, it could be buses, it could be anything which we can rebuild. But how do you rebuild homes which are completely damaged, which are heartbroken through terrorist attacks? This is where the participation and the work of the doctors comes into being. How do you heal a torn soul? So doctors would need to do a lot of work when we have these. Hopefully Karnataka should never ever face these attacks. But nevertheless, some level of preparedness is certainly required. Finally, whether it is a natural disaster or a man-made disaster as we call these terrorist attacks, what is of critical and crucial importance is presence of mind, leadership and teamwork. Whatever best type of equipment we may provide ourselves, however well we may plan for the level of the attack, until and unless you have presence of mind, the capacity and the capability to act on the spot and act with courage, you will not be able to put into action whatever plan you have prepared. Leadership, whether at the level of the district magistrate or the deputy commissioner, leadership at the level of the superintendent of police is so important that at the head of the district, these two officials work together, work in tandem, work without egos, work without bureaucracy, work together. And first and more important is teamwork. You work together as a team. There is no individual who does more or who does less in the event of a calamity. It is teamwork which is extremely crucial, and I do know that many of you who've handled calamities at your levels, largely natural calamities in the state, know how well teamwork does. Even the last person in the district would be able to give in their own support and advice as how to handle it. We have in the state, in the times of natural calamities, opened relief centers, relief shelters for the public at extremely short notice without even having adequate material available. Civic society has given us excellent support, providing us the necessary infrastructure wherever required in terms of natural calamities. And I do hope at the end of this 3-day conference, all of us would be able to get back with certain very concrete, practical suggestions and a great learning from this 3-day experience. I wish those who are going to participate in the conference for the next 3 days all the best, and I do hope the state would be able to get a lot of value from this conference in terms of practical suggestions which we could incorporate in our planning and strategizing. Thank you very much.
Thanks, ma'am. Thank you very much. Honorable Chief Minister is always known for his clear, crisp and unambiguous messages. ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಅವರನ್ನ ಉದ್ಘಾಟನಾ ಭಾಷಣಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ದಯಮಾಡಿಸಿ ಸರ್.
Honorable Minister for Revenue, Sri Srinivas Prasad, Honorable Minister for Home, Sri K.J. George, Honorable Minister for Transport, Sri Ramlinga Reddy, Vice Chairman NDMA New Delhi, Sri M. Shashidhara Reddy, Sri M. E. Rajsekharan, former Minister of Government of India, all officers, distinguished invitees, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. There is an adage in English which describes disasters as guests who will come home without notice. I am very glad to inaugurate the workshop on best international practices in building resilient cities, which has given us an opportunity to bring the national and international experts on a single platform to share their experience and expertise, knowledge and thoughts in dealing with various threats in the form of disaster which may be encountered as we move on the road of development. I am indeed delighted to be here at this workshop, described as first of its kind in the country, which is aimed at bringing together all the stakeholders to examine in depth the current international best practices employed not merely to prevent the disasters, but also in mitigate their adverse impact on the environment as well as the population. My warm welcome to all the experts who have come from various parts of the country and from abroad. Though the focus is on major cities, the methodology for mitigation and preparedness remains the same for smaller cities and rural areas. It is appropriate that the deputy commissioners here, along with police commissioners, superintendents of police of major districts, district health officers, and district surgeons are participating in this workshop. This would enable them to take this learning experience to the districts to plan for safer districts for all citizens residing in rural or urban areas. The mass casualty response remains the same for natural and man-made disasters. Hence, the preparedness also remains similar. I hope this workshop focuses both on natural and man-made disasters and terror. The wisdom gained can be used for all types of disasters management. Transforming the state of Karnataka into a position of sustained resilience against all sorts of disasters, whether man-made or natural, is the need of the hour. This transformation to be real, practicable, and permanent, and ought to begin with our capital city, Bangalore, that enjoys an enviable distinction of being one of the top 10 most preferred entrepreneurial destinations in the world. It is befitting that this workshop is being held in Bangalore. Our government is deeply committed to make all the cities safe for its residents. We have earmarked an amount of rupees 150 crores in our state budget is for providing infrastructure in the 5 major cities, Bangalore, Mysore, Mangalore, Belgaum, and Hubli Dharwad, so that they become safe cities in the next 5 years. Making this resilient state against disasters requires planning by every department and implementing measures in a systematic manner over a period of time to reduce the impact of hazards. Keeping this in view, our government is setting up during this year a natural calamities relief fund which would provide for building capital assets and relief in respect of man-made disasters that are not covered under the state disasters response fund guidelines of Government of India. This fund will be utilized to mitigate hardships arising on account of calamities and to meet the demands of district as well as for taking up calamities resistant activities. I am extremely happy to inform you that Karnataka is the first state to adopt the Planning Commission's guidelines to plan for disaster management in the country. To create such a fund by pooling 0.5% of the unearmarked plan allocations of all such departments, which amounts to rupees 125 crores. Meanwhile, in order to have adequate preparedness to meet any possible disaster, in the current year's budget, an additional allocation of rupees 100 crore has been made for disaster management. I hope that the unique opportunity shall be used by the experts, policymakers, and the practitioners to raise the level of deliberations from being merely an armchair response to on-the-toes response, from being just a knee-jerk reaction to knowledge-based reaction, and from merely a reactive response to preemptive and proactive response to potential catastrophes. I consider the community, media, academia as equal stakeholders with the government in developing proactive strategies to mitigate disasters. I am happy to see that all stakeholders are participating in this workshop. Lastly, I look forward to the resolutions to be adopted at the end of the workshop so that they could be seriously looked into for appropriate and timely application in making our cities resilient. I wish the workshop all success. Thank you all.
The recommendations and the way forward would definitely come to us in a nutshell. Thank you very much, sir. We request Shri Shashidhar Reddy, Honorable Vice Chairman of NDMA New Delhi, for the keynote address.
Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka, Shri Siddaramaiah ji, Honorable Minister for Revenue, Shri Srinivas Prasad, Honorable Minister for Home, Shri George, Honorable Minister for Transport, Shri Ramalinga Reddy, officers of the state government, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. I'm extremely happy to be here this morning for the inaugural session of the workshop on best international practices in building resilient cities. I am extremely happy that the Honorable Chief Minister has taken time out from his busy schedule to be here today, because this will send a very good message. As all of you are aware, disaster management is something that we've all been talking about, particularly in the light of the recent disaster in Uttarakhand, the kind of challenges that we faced. And the National Disaster Management Authority itself, of which the Honorable Prime Minister is the chairman, and I've had the good fortune of being associated with it right from the very inception in 2005, first as a member, and from 2010 onwards as the Vice Chairman. The Disaster Management Authority has been very much in the news for the manner in which people have been expecting us to react. But at the same time, I made it clear on many occasions, particularly in the recent weeks, when there were exaggerated reports in the media. Some newspaper reported that something is wrong in Uttarkashi, and what is the NDMA doing? It is time for us to realize, and I have been saying, it is not just NDMA that needs to be doing things. And in fact, I've been asked if we need more teeth as an organization to be more effective in this country. I said we don't require anything more than what we have. I think what is required in this country is the manner in which we start thinking. There is a need to change in the manner in which we think. Be it the political leadership, be it the administrative hierarchy, or people in general, down to the grassroots level, and how communities understand what disaster management is all about, and not just look to the government but also realize that they have a big responsibility in ensuring that things don't go bad. When earthquakes occur, it's not the buildings that kill, it's not the earthquakes that kill, but it's the buildings that kill. How many of us are aware of what we need to do, the kind of standards that need to be followed, the kind of codes that need to be incorporated, not only when we construct huge buildings, but even a simple house, whether it is disaster resilient. It was in 2005 that the Parliament of India enacted the Disaster Management Act, and the National Disaster Management was established under this. The Act also provides for the establishment of the state disaster management authorities and the district disaster management authorities in all the districts of the country. The state disaster management authority is headed by the chief minister in all the states. In many states, the authorities have been notified, but they have not been really very functional for various reasons. I am sure and confident that under the leadership of the Honorable Chief Minister Sri Siddaramaiah ji, the Karnataka State Disaster Management Authority will set a new standard in disaster management at the state level. The NDMA would be very happy to provide any guidance, and I will take an opportunity to come and call on the Chief Minister at the earliest so that we can make our suggestions as to how disaster management can be more effective in the state. In the past, we used to focus on a rescue relief approach to disaster management. Everybody talked of disasters only when something happened, but the time has changed. In India itself, we faced large number of disasters, major disasters. Going back to 1993, we had the Latur earthquake. In 1999, we had the super cyclone in Odisha. In 2004, December, the Indian Ocean tsunami, which killed more than 16,000 people in this country and about 230,000 people in the Indian Ocean region. It was in fact the Indian Ocean tsunami which acted as a catalyst, and the government of India, inspired by the guidance and leadership of the UPA chairperson, Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, and under the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister, that a long felt need to set up an institutional mechanism at the national level was fulfilled. And the NDMA came into existence to bring about this paradigm shift from a rescue response-centric approach to a holistic approach to look at all aspects of disaster management, including prevention, preparedness, mitigation in the pre-disaster phases, and at recovery and long-term reconstruction in the post-disaster phase. Urbanization has been happening not only in India but all over the world. By 2015, out of 21 mega cities in the world, 14 of them are going to be in Asia. 7 of the 10 biggest cities, mega cities, are going to be in Asia. And 4 of those cities will have a population of more than 20 million. 2 of our Indian cities, Delhi and Mumbai, will also figure in this 20 million plus population cities. Urbanization presents great challenges. Urbanization is happening not because of the urban pull, but because of the rural push. Because of better living standards, because the rural India is not able to support the aspirations, the potential for employment and a better life is slowly shifting. And it's not the prosperity of the cities of this country, but it is just a compulsion for people to move out of the rural areas in quest of a better life. I think we need to redirect investments into smaller and medium cities where the economic development as it is low. And I think this is one way that we can try and reduce the impact of rapid urbanization, which is resulting in haphazard growth and presenting greater challenges to us. We have been confronted in this country, going back to 2005, July, Mumbai had a rainfall of about 944 millimeters on a single day in a 24-hour period. The economic capital of India was completely shattered. Urban flooding is a major disaster that can happen anywhere in the world. We've had these high intensity rainfall events, extreme rainfall events. It may be because of climate change or any other factor, but it is a reality that we've been experiencing this kind of a change in the rainfall pattern in this country and also elsewhere in the world. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change has also highlighted this and came out with a special report on extreme weather events. We have to be extremely careful about it. Being a member of the Andhra Pradesh Assembly from the Hyderabad city constituency, on the banks of the Hussain Sagar Lake in the middle of Hyderabad, for the last 20 years, I've experienced the kind of problems that I've seen, the kind of problems that people face whenever there is a rainfall of even not a very high intensity, but if it exceeds 15 to 20 millimeters in an hour. Our drainage systems, the stormwater drainage system in this country, in the past, when they were designed by the British, they probably looked at the rainfall pattern in UK. London has an annual rainfall of about 611 millimeters, and we experience more than that in a single month in many parts of this country. So anything in excess of 15 to 20 millimeters of rainfall in an hour causes flood. We are investing a huge amount on infrastructure. The flagship program of the UPA government, the Jawaharlal Nehru National Urban Renewal Mission, that is also going to be followed up by another program. More than 20,000 crores have been invested. Bangalore has also been a recipient of this funding under the JNNURM. But even today, we do not have a manual on stormwater drainage system. We have been impressing upon the government of India that there is a need. Countries like Malaysia, counties in the United States, not just states and cities, but also individual counties have their own manuals which are updated on a regular basis. The government of India is in the process of doing this. I, as a member of the authority, had taken the initiative for the first time to come out with guidelines on management of urban flooding. This is for the first time that we've been able to come out with a document comprehensively looking at all aspects of urban flood management. Floods, as we know, Karnataka has also had its own share. Andhra and Karnataka faced the fury of Krishna floods in 2009, which was extremely devastating on both sides of the border. But urban flooding has different reasons, causes are different, and the strategies to deal with this are different. The NDMA has come out with guidelines on all important natural and some man-made disasters, and also on some cross-cutting themes on medical preparedness and other things. And these guidelines are to form the basis for plans to be prepared by the state governments in the states and also by the departments and ministries in the Government of India. Unfortunately, these cannot be notified, and hence we cannot enforce them. But I would like to take this opportunity to impress upon the Honorable Chief Minister and the other Honorable Ministers who are here. The guidelines that the National Disaster Management Authority has released have been an effort of the best brains in the country put together, not just in the country, but even experts internationally. Sometimes 2 to 3 years of time has been spent in preparing these guidelines. Even though these are not notified and cannot be enforced by us, I would request the Honorable Chief Minister to kindly direct the state administration to look into all these. There is a wealth of information, the kind of recommendations that have been made. It's not always that we need huge investments to do some important actions. Bangalore, like most cities in this country, whenever the rains start, experience flooding, even without very heavy rainfalls. I've traveled across the country, more than 20 cities, interacted with officials. And one thing that I found that we lack, that we don't do on time, is the desilting of our stormwater drains. Be it in Delhi, be it in Hyderabad, be it in Bangalore, anywhere else. The desilting of the stormwater drains is called the pre-monsoon desilting, which literally comes just before, to be taken up just before the monsoon set in. The guidelines that we have come up with has come up with a simple recommendation. Complete the desilting of drains before 31st of March every year. I would like to mention here that there are many reasons why this is delayed. Sometimes there is an excess at the lower level. Work doesn't get done and the bills get passed. And it's very difficult to find out when the rain actually comes in, whether the stormwater drains have been cleaned or not. Our system that we have developed, as I said earlier, has its limitation. But even if these are not maintained at the capacities that they are intended for, people are bound to be inconvenienced. And I'm sure that Bangalore city can set an example. In the coming year, we are already into the monsoon season, but in the coming year, you can set an example to make sure that the entire desilting can be completed. It can by 31st of March. Any spillover can be done later on, but there are people will benefit from this. And then we will not kind of face the kind of criticism that we always face. There are many other actions which do not require big investments. I would request you, sir, to kindly direct the administration to carefully go into all these documents that have come. And then we'll be very happy. We have also come up with guidelines on an incident response system, which is based on the incident command system which is followed in the United States, which was also being looked at in India, but we changed it to suit our administrative setup in this country. And if we follow these, I think it can make a lot of difference without really spending a lot of money. With these, I know that there are many other things that I would have liked to share, but one thing in conclusion that I would like to mention. Now we're looking at resilient cities. The UN ISDR, International Strategy for Disaster Reduction, has come out with the concept of resilient cities. And they have put together a template for self-assessment on 10 essentials on making cities resilient. If you look at these are very simple. Every city can make its own self-assessment and come up with how far we are in tune with what is expected. We are looking at international best practices. We also have a lot of best practices within the country. And I think looking at all these aspects, and I'm sure that the Honorable Chief Minister will give the leadership and guidance to not only Bangalore, he has also talked about the allocation about 150 crores for 5 major cities of this state. I'm sure that under his guidance and leadership, the entire state of Karnataka will benefit. And I would also like to call upon him to look at how best our small and medium cities can also get the impetus for economic development so that the strain on the infrastructure that we have in the largest cities can be reduced. The developed countries, particularly Okinawa in Japan, has had a zero growth over the last 15-20 years. When will our large cities, we take pride in becoming larger and larger. I think we should not see that. We should see that this doesn't happen. Let us see that our small and medium cities get better, with better economic opportunities and better investment atmosphere generated there. And I'm sure that all such things will receive the kind attention of the Honorable Chief Minister, and we look forward to working together with the Government of Karnataka. We have already offered to train the State Disaster Response Force that the state government has promised to set up, and we have also offered to the Karnataka government to set up one company of the National Disaster Response Force to be stationed in Bangalore. Mrs. Lata Krishna Rao mentioned about how we need to be looking at all aspects, man-made disasters, terror acts that we've witnessed in the past. If we have this team of this company of National Disaster Response Force, let me assure you that these are trained to deal with all kinds of emergencies, including chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear. And it will be a big asset for the Government of Karnataka. I would also finally make a submission that the National Disaster Management Authority has been organizing in the country, in different cities. We started with Mumbai, followed it up with Chennai, in Delhi, Guwahati. We are planning this in Hyderabad. We call this the emergency management exercise. The main purpose of this emergency management exercise is to look at inter-agency coordination at the time of a disaster, an event which particularly poses a lot of challenge on medical preparedness and mass casualty management. This focuses on training people, on preparing master trainers who can carry this forward. This has been extremely successful and received very well in all these cities. We will look forward to an opportunity to partner with the Government of Karnataka to conduct the Bangalore emergency exercise. If we can begin working towards this in the last quarter of this year, we can conduct this exercise in the first quarter of next year. I would like to mention here when we conducted this in Guwahati in Assam, the state government was so happy with the outcome, with the kind of capacities that we were able to build, particularly in terms of medical response and mass casualty management, that they requested us to carry out this in Jorhat and Silchar and 2-3 other states. It's not just one exercise in one city. So this can be a program, And in this and all other things, I can assure you, sir, of all the cooperation, and we will look forward to work with you in the coming years. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for the assurances and also laying out the way forward. Thank you very much. We request Sri Srinivas Prasad sir to address us.
Workshop on best international practice of building resilient cities, just now inaugurated by our Honorable Chief Minister, Sri Siddaramaiah ji. President of the function, Member of Legislative Assembly, Sri Roshan Beg ji, Chief Guests of the workshop, Sri M. Shashidhar Reddy ji, Vice Chairman, NDMA, New Delhi, my colleagues, Sri George, Honorable Home Minister for Home, Sri Ramling Reddy, Honorable Minister for Transport, Sri S.K. Patnaik, Additional Chief Secretary, Home Department, Mrs. Lata Krishna Rao, Principal Secretary, Revenue Department, dear officers, distinguished guests, and friends. It gives me immense satisfaction that my department has organized this important workshop, which was long overdue. It is high time that the disaster management gets its topmost priority. Disaster management involves all departments, and each department of the government can plan for disaster mitigation so that in a systematic manner steps are taken to make the state disaster proof. I am thankful to the Honorable Chief Minister who has provided rupees 125 crores this year in the budget for the creation of State Disaster Mitigation Fund as a pooled fund by pooling 0.5% of plan allocation of around 20 departments. It is in line with the Planning Commission guidelines, but no state other than Karnataka has taken this momentous step. This fund will be utilized for mitigation, for relief and rescue during man-made disaster, and to compensate the affected during natural disasters beyond the Government of India guidelines. The Government of Karnataka has decided to raise 4 companies of State Disaster Response Force, and we have taken a decision that equipping and training of these forces would be undertaken by the Disaster Management Division of Revenue Department. My colleague, Home Minister, is committed to raise the force at the earliest. This will give the state much needed dedicated manpower responded in an effective manner when the disaster strikes. I also welcome the decision of National Disaster Response Force to station a company for Bangalore, and again Bangalore is the needly metropolitan city which gave 2 acres of land to National Disaster Response Force and reserved another 2 for their purpose. We are hopeful that this company will be functioned at the earliest and will give much needed protection to Bangalore. They will also instrumental in giving training to SDRF companies. We have in the last 2 months established a functional State Emergency Operations Center in MS building, and have undertaken the project of linking of all districts through console technology at the cost of rupees 1 crore. Though the Vice Chairman NDMA, who is present here, departmental people, media, and academia. Such confluence of great minds, I am sure, would lead to concrete roadmap of actionable points. It will also provide an opportunity to the delegates to meet among themselves more frequently and provide much needed input and expertise to the government. It will facilitate in making our state safe and our citizens secure. I wish all the delegates the very best, and thank you for all giving me an opportunity to grace this occasion. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. In the 3-day sessions, various sessions would also deal upon the actionable points that you indicated, sir. Thank you very much. Call upon Sri K.J. George, Honorable Minister for Home Affairs, Government of Karnataka, Gೃಹ ಸಚಿವರಾದ Sri K.J. George. Sir.
ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಸಮಾರಂಭದ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳು ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಡಿಸಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿಯ ವೈಸ್ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ಶಶಿಧರ್ ರೆಡ್ಡಿ, ರೆವೆನ್ಯೂ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆದ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್ ಪ್ರಸಾದ್ ಅವರೇ, ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ರಾಮಲಿಂಗ ರೆಡ್ಡಿ ಅವರೇ, ಹಿರಿಯ ನಾಯಕರು, ಮಾಜಿ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸಚಿವರಾದ ಎಂ ವಿ ರಾಜಶೇಖರ್ ಅವರೇ, ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರು, ಮಾಜಿ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು, ಶಾಸಕರು ರೋಷನ್ ಬೇಗ್ ಅವರೇ, ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ ಚೀಫ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಹೋಮ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪಟ್ನಾಯಕ್ ಅವರೇ, ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ನ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಲತಾ ಕೃಷ್ಣರಾವ್ ಅವರೇ, DGP ಮತ್ತು IGP ಆದ ಪಚಾವ್ ಅವರೇ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಿರಿಯ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿ ವರ್ಗದವರೇ, ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಫೀಸರ್ಗಳೇ ಹಾಗೂ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರುಗಳು, ತುಂಬ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾದ ವಿಚಾರವನ್ನು ಇವತ್ತು ಸಿನರ್ಜಿಯ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ಸಹಕಾರದಿಂದ ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ನಡೆಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಬಹುಶಃ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಚರ್ಚೆ ನಮಗೂ ನಿಮಗೂ ಇಡೀ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ 6 ಕೋಟಿ ಜನತೆಗೆ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾದದ್ದು. ನಾನು ಗೃಹ ಮಂತ್ರಿಯಾಗಿ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ತೆಗೆದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಆಫೀಸರ್ಗಳೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ವಿಚಾರವನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಏಕೆಂದರೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಮಗಿಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಟೈಪು ಡಿಸಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಬರ್ಬೋದು. ಒಂದು ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಕಲಾಮಿಟಿ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಕಲಾಮಿಟಿ. ಬಹುಶಃ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಕಲಾಮಿಟಿನ ಯಾರೂ ತಡೀಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ನಾವು ಸಿದ್ಧತೆಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಯವರ ನಾಯಕತ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟು ಮತ್ತು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ನ ಸಂಯೋಜಿತದಿಂದಾಗಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಸಿದ್ಧಪಡಿಸಿದ್ವಿ. ಆದರೆ ಈ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಕಲಾಮಿಟಿ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಟೆರರಿಸಮ್, ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಹೇಳಿದಂಗೆ ಇದು ಇನ್ವಿಟೇಷನ್ ಕೊಡೋದಂಥ ಬರುವಂಥ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳು ನಾವು ಸದಾ ಸಿದ್ಧರಾಗಿರಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಬಹುಶಃ ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್, ನಾವು ಆ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮನ್ನು ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಕ್ರಮಗಳು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಬಹುಶಃ ಆ ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಆಸಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ವಹಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ನಂತರ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವಿಚಾರ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಒಂದು ಕಮಾಂಡ್ ರೂಮ್, ಅದು ವಾರ್ ರೂಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಫಾರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ತಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಡಿಸಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಬರುವಾಗ ಪ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರು ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮೇ ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರು ಮೊಬೈಲಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮು ಇದಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಬಹುಶಃ ವಿದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಹಳೆಯ ಪದ್ಧತಿ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ, ಹಳೆ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಟೆಲಿಫೋನು ಡಯಲ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ತಿರುಗಿಸಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದದನ್ನು ಸಮೇತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಾವುದೇ ಡಿಸಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಬಂದರೂ ಸಮೇತ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಪದ್ಧತಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಅದು ವೈರ್ಲೆಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಎರಡನೇದಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಯಾರು ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಕೊಡುವವರು ಒಂದೇ ರೂಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂರಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ನಿರ್ದೇಶನವನ್ನು ಕಾಯ್ದುಕೊಂಡು ಜನ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ತಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಬಾಂಬೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಯಿತು. ಬಹುಶಃ ವಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್, ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಕೇಲ್ಕರ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಂಟಿ ಟೆರರಿಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕ್ವಾಡ್ನ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರು, ದಕ್ಷ ಆಫೀಸರ್. ಆದರೆ ನಾವು ಟಿ ವಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಟೆರರಿಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದು ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅವರು ಕ್ಯಾಶುಯಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಂದರು, ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರ ಹತ್ರದಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಬುಲೆಟ್ ಪ್ರೂಫು ಒಂದು ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಅವರ ಜೀವವನ್ನೇ ಕಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಆ ಥರ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು. ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು, ಅದು ಪೊಲೀಸರು, ನಾವು ಯಾವುದು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸ್, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನಾದರೂ ಆದರೆ ಇಡೀ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ನಮ್ಮವರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಇದಕ್ಕೂ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಟ್ರಯಲು ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿ ರಿಹರ್ಸಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಫೈರ್ ಫೋರ್ಸಿಂದ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಅದು ನಡೀತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಯುವಲ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು, ಏನು ಡಿಸಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಪ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಆದಾಗ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಯುವಲ್ ಆದರೂ ಓದಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಯಾರನ್ನ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಕಾರ್ಯಾಚರಣೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಸದಾ ಸಿದ್ಧರಿರಬೇಕು. ಬಹುಶಃ ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮಿಗಿಲಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಲೆವೆಲಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಡಿ ಸಿ ಅವರು, ಎಸ್ ಪಿ ಅವರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ದೊಡ್ಡದು. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಕಲಾಮಿಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ನೀವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೀರ. ಬಹುಶಃ ಇಂಥ ಕಲಾಮಿಟಿ ಬರುವಾಗ ಮೇಲಿಂದ ಆರ್ಡ್ರ್ ಬರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ತಾವು ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟಾಗಿ ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಲಾಖೆಯವರು, ಬಹುಶಃ ಬರೀ ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟು, ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅವರು ಅಲರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದುಬಿಟ್ಟು ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾರೂ ಯಾವುದೇ ಆದೇಶವನ್ನು ಕಾಯಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ತಾವು ನೇರವಾಗಿ ಆ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ವಿಚಾರಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ವೈಸ್ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಡಿಸಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ನ ಒಂದು ಇದನ್ನು ಯೂನಿಟನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಹುಶಃ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ 2 ಎಕರೆ ಜಾಗ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಇಲಾಖಾಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು, ಅದು ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಆದಷ್ಟು ಬೇಗನೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ತಾವು ನೋಡಿರ್ಬೋದು ಜಪಾನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಯಿತು. ಬಹುಶಃ ಜಪಾನ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ಸುನಾಮಿ ಮತ್ತು ಎರ್ತ್ಕ್ವೇಕ್ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದರೂ ಸಮೇತ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅವರು ಅದನ್ನು ಎದುರಾಕಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಜನರಿಗೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ನಷ್ಟಗಳು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಬಹುಶಃ ನಾವು ಸಮೇತ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಕಲಾಮಿಟಿ ಆಗಲಿ, ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಮೇಡ್ ಕಲಾಮಿಟಿ ಬಂದರೂ ಸಮೇತ ನಾವು ಅದರ ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ವಿಷಯನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ದೂರಾಲೋಚನೆ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಬಹುಶಃ ಯಾವುದೇ ಡಿಸಾಸ್ಟ್ರು ಬರಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ಅನಿಸಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದರೂ ಸಮೇತ ಡಿಸಾಸ್ಟ್ರ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಫೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ತಯಾರಾಗಿರಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಲೀಫ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಈಗ ಬರೀ ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅವ್ರ ಕೈಯಿಂದ ಮಾತ್ರ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ನಾವು ಇದು ಸಿವಿಲ್ಸ್ ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸ್ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ನಾವು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಸಿಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಸಮೇತ ಸಿವಿಲ್ ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸು ಒಂದು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕರನ್ನ ಸಮೇತ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಪಾಲುದಾರರಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಈಗ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮೇತ ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟು ಮತ್ತು ತಾಲೂಕು ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಹಂತದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮೇತ ಸಿವಿಲ್ ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸು, ಹೋಮ್ ಗಾರ್ಡ್ಸು, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಹೋಮ್ ಗಾರ್ಡ್ಸನ್ನ ಆದಷ್ಟು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಸಮೇತ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಒಂದು ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇದು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ವಿಚಾರ ತಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಫೈರ್ ಫೋರ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಲಾರ್ಟನ್ ಟವರ್ ನಾನು ಮೊನ್ನೆ ರಿವ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಫೈರ್ ಆದಾಗ ಬಹುಶಃ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜನ ಮೇಲೆಯಿಂದ ಹಾರಿದಾಗ ಬೆಡ್ಶೀಟ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದರು. ಆ ಥರ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು. ಅದಕ್ಕಿರುವ ನೆಟ್ಗಳು ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕೆಲಸ ಏನಲ್ಲ, ನೆಟ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಇಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಫೈರ್ ಫೋರ್ಸು ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಫೈರ್ ಫೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಿಷನ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಬಹುಶಃ ಈ ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಸಮೇತ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡುವಂಥ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಈ ರೀತಿಯ ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಆಫೀಸ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆಯವರು ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಬಹುಶಃ ನನಗೆ ಸಂತೋಷ, ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಹೋಮ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಿರಿಯ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಹೋಮ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅವರು ಭಾರಿ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಕ್ಶಾಪನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ವರ್ಕ್ಶಾಪಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಔಟ್ಕಮ್ ಆದರೂ ಸಮೇತ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಆಸಕ್ತಿ ವಹಿಸಿ ಆದಷ್ಟು ಬೇಗನೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಿಂದ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಇಲಾಖೆಯಿಂದಲೂ ಸಮೇತ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಿನರ್ಜಿಯಾ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ಬಹುಶಃ ಅವರು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಹುಶಃ ಈ ಥರ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ಸಮೇತ ಮುಂದೆ ಬಂದು ಈ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಡಿಸಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟಿಗೆ ರಿಸಿಲಿಯಂಟ್ ಸಿಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರ ಕೊಡುಗೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರಿಗೂ ಸಮೇತ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ನಾನು ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ವರ್ಕ್ಶಾಪಲ್ಲಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಾಗಲಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಲಹೆಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಆಸಕ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಮತ್ತು ತೀವ್ರವಾಗಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಎಂಬ ಭರವಸೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ನಾನು ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್, ಜೈ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your address. Honorable Minister for Transport, Sri Ramalinga Reddy, was very explicit that he has come here to listen more than to speak. So he said, thanks. So thank you, sir. Synergia Foundation are the knowledge partners for this event. And call upon Mr. Toby Simon, President Synergia Foundation, to understand a little more about the roadmap of deliberations in the next 3 days. Introduction to the workshop, Mr. Toby Simon.
The Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka, he has left the dais. Honorable Sri Shashidhar Reddy, Vice Chairman NDMA. Sri V. Srinivas Prasad, Minister for Revenue. Honorable Sri K.J. George, Minister for Home. Honorable Sri Ramalinga Reddy, Minister for Transport. Honorable Sri Roshan Beg, Member of the Legislative Assembly. Members of the Diplomatic Corps. Members of the media. Distinguished speakers. Other dignitaries in the dais, ladies and gentlemen. We are very grateful to the Government of Karnataka for giving us this opportunity to be associated with this workshop on building resilient cities. Synergia is an applied research think tank which has over the last 2 decades been working with academia, industry and polity to build leading edge practices in geo-economic and strategic security. As a think tank, our motto has been to look at issues that are around the curve. In a globalized world, events that happen somewhere else can affect the way we live in Karnataka. The aim of the workshop over the next 3 days is to bring together practitioners and policymakers on a platform for a deeper exchange of current practices and to identify gaps, if any. We begin with the presumption that there are no gaps. We had in 2007 organized a workshop in Bangalore with the Indian Institute of Management and simulated an avian flu 9 months before it occurred. We have also organized workshops on counterfeiting, especially on counterfeiting of pharmaceutical medicines and its impact on national security in 2010, 11 and 12 before it has now become a topical issue in the world. In the months ahead, we will be focusing on issues related to cyber, climate change, affordable healthcare, solar energy, and conflict resolution. We hope this workshop will be a platform and a stimulus for people who are actually involved in this to exchange thoughts. We believe we are just a convening platform, and that's where our responsibility would stop. I would like to conclude by once again thanking the Government of Karnataka and to the Additional Chief Secretary, Sri S.K. Patnaik, and Secretary Revenue, Sri Tushar Girinath, for making our involvement possible. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Toby Simon, for detailing the roadmap. Request Sri Roshan Beg, sir, Honorable MLA, for his concluding remarks.
Namaskaram. Respected senior leader and former Union Minister Shri M.V. Rajshekhar ji, Honorable Home Minister of Karnataka Mr. K.J. George, Minister in charge of Bangalore City Shri Ramalinga Reddy ji, officials who are present here, the Government of Karnataka, Shri Patnaik ji, Madam Lalita Krishna Rao, Shri Tushar Girinath, and of course Shri M. Shashidhar Reddy, Vice Chairman of the NDMA. Well, I must compliment our Revenue Minister Shri Prasad Sahab for organizing this event. I think this is the need of the hour. Simple, I would say one thing that all we need is a common sense. But common sense is not very common. Why I have grown up in the lanes and bylanes of Bangalore city, and I represent this constituency, and I have been representing, this is the sixth time I am representing the assembly, in the assembly. But I have seen that only panic reaction whenever there is a crisis. For example, there was a huge tragedy in Bangalore. More than 500 people were lined up in the hospital, then in the corridors. And there was utter confusion. There was some gas cylinder tragedy near Victoria Hospital. With children and men and women, they were just lined up in the corridors of the Victoria, that Burns ward. And even now, to my utter surprise, all of us are to be blamed, including me. Even now, I feel ashamed to say that in a city like Bangalore, you have only one Burns ward, which is not even fully equipped. If God forbid, if there is any casualty or a crisis, then God only should help us. So, arranging this seminar is the need of the hour. The Police Commissioner of Bangalore City, the Director General of Police of the Government of Karnataka, and the senior officials of the Police Department are also here. I would request them and our Honorable Minister, sir, to begin with, first you must have a disaster management team in the Police Commissioner's office. I distinctly remember when I was handling Ministry of Home and I went to the Commissioner's office, the first thing I asked the Police Commissioner was, do you have a disaster management team in the Commissioner's office or in the city? He said, firmly said, no. So you need to train people how to handle the mob mentality. If there is a crowd, how to handle the mob mentality, how to handle the different aspects of life, how to handle the traffic management. For example, if there is a FIFA in Brazil next year, I would request the Honorable Home Minister, you yourself should go to the FIFA in Brazil. You should see how the crowd management in all the stadiums. There also anything could happen, any tragedy could happen, stampede could happen in stadiums. You see how is the traffic management, how is the crowd management in every stadium. So these are the things which we have to learn. Instead of giving a long speech, I would like to listen. I compliment Mr. Shashidhar Reddy. Even in Bangalore city, the stormwater management, he made a very valid point that should be concluded on the 31st March of every year. Here there is a mafia, garbage mafia, and if I remember the stormwater drain, when Honorable Deve Gowda was the Chief Minister, lot of funds were sanctioned. It was awarded, a contract was awarded to some Mr. X to handle the stormwater management from the Kangeri up to the old Bangalore airport, and nothing happened about it. Only one portion Kelsa Aitashte. So I must compliment the authorities for organizing such an event, and thanking you for giving an opportunity to share my few words with you. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Kannada.
Thank you very much, sir. Request Mr. G.C. Prakash, Deputy Commissioner, Bangalore Urban, to propose vote of thanks.
Respected dignitaries and participants, first of all, I thank the Honorable Chief Minister in his absence for coming here and inaugurating this workshop of 3 days. I thank Mr. Shashidhar Reddy, the Vice Chairman, NDMA, who has taken all pains to come over from Hyderabad and who delivered the keynote address. I request the organizers to present a memento to Mr. Shashidhar Reddy. I thank our Honorable Revenue Minister Shri V. Srinivas Prasad, who has been instrumental and guiding force behind organizing this workshop. And I request the organizers to present a memento to V. Srinivas Prasad, Honorable Revenue Minister. And also, I thank Mr. George, Honorable Home Minister, for gracing the occasion. I thank Sri Ramalinga Reddy, Honorable Minister for Transport. I thank Sri Roshan Beg, who presided over the function. I thank Sri Patnaik, our Additional Chief Secretary, Home Department. I thank Sri Lata Krishna Rao, who has been guiding force for organizing this function. I thank Tushar Girinath, Secretary Disaster Management. I thank Mr. M.E. Rajshekaran, ex-Central Minister and also the present MLC, for gracing this occasion. I thank the senior police officers, including DGP, Police Commissioner, and all the senior police officers who have come here. I thank them. I thank all the Deputy Commissioner, colleague, friends who have come here. I thank the press, the organizers. I thank Tushar Girinath, Secretary Disaster Management, for organizing this function. I thank one and all who have participated 3 days. I wish all the success. And after the tea break, and I thank Mr. Simon, who is heading the Synergia Foundation. I thank all of you, and after the tea break, the session will continue. Thank you very much.